What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like, subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk about how LeBron James fans are going at Wemby, right? And a lot of LeBron James fans are saying that Wemby was weak and soft and all this other stuff, right? And I think it mainly they're going at LeBron James. I mean at Victor Wembanyama because they are afraid that Victor is possible next in line to, they're like saying that Victor is going to be the GOAT of the NBA, right? He's the new face of the NBA. So because of that, they're going, that everybody's taking shots at Wemby right now. But in my opinion, and the guy Scap is going to agree with this, Victor Wembanyama looked better in his first NBA Finals than LeBron did in his first NBA Finals, right? And so I'm going to play the video or the audio from Scat Attack and get his take on what he think about LeBron's performance against the Spurs in his first NBA Finals, and compare that to Victor Wembanyama's his first NBA Finals against the Knicks.
Well, yes, the New York Knicks have won the NBA championship, their first since 1973, and there are a lot of narratives being put to the test in the aftermath of it. Literally, all I keep hearing about is Jalen Brunson, aka Captain Clutch, and how great his run is. If his run makes him possibly the best player in the NBA, where it puts him in the top 5, and also in the aftermath of Victor Wembanyama's failures, I keep seeing comps between Wemby's age 22 finals run and LeBron's age 22 finals run. Who had the best age 22 finals run in NBA history? And I'm left here scratching my head and wondering, why is Kobe Bryant's name never brought up in this conversation? To me, he very clearly and obviously has the best age 22 finals run in NBA playoff history. It isn't particularly close. Look, I didn't see Michael Jordan play personally at the age of 22. The best 22-year-old my eyes have ever seen is Kobe Bean Bryant. And again, it isn't particularly close. But, oh, sure. I can hear all of you naysayers, skeptics, and doubters right now about how can Kobe possibly have been the best 22-year-old when he wasn't even the best player on his own team during that 2001 NBA Finals run. Well, I've got a little something for you on that regard as well. But first, I have an exciting partnership to talk about with you guys. I am teaming up with my guy Soul Blend, who is a very talented artist and creator. Get on and check. Guys, if you go to that website, www.soulblend.com, yourself to just purchase NBA Finals run for Kobe Bean Bryant, always marginalized and overlooked. Because look, unlike Victor Wembanyama and LeBron James, Kobe actually won the NBA championship that season. In fact, not only did he win it, it was their second consecutive title, and it was the middle championship of an eventual three-peat, only the third three-peat ever in modern NBA history following the 1976 merger point. In fact, one of only three three-peats since 1970. Jordan and Pippen had two. Shaq and Kobe had that one from 2000 through 2002. And it was Kobe, not Shaq, who was the best player in the NBA playoffs and the NBA in general during that middle run in 2001. And if you don't believe me, just check out what Kobe Bryant did in 2001, will you? Come on this journey with me, and let's compare actually Kobe's standard line versus Victor Wembanyama and LeBron James in their respective age 22 runs in 2007 and 2026. As you can see here, Kobe Bryant stacks up very favorably against these other two guys. Kobe with 29.4 points per game, like 6 more points per game than Wemby and 4 more points than LeBron in their respective age 21 runs. But it wasn't just the scoring for Kobe. Look, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. He got you 1.5 steals and nearly 1 block per game as well. And he was shooting a pretty high field goal percentage, And guys, I am not just cherry picking these numbers. The year in which Kobe put those numbers down compared to LeBron's 2007 run, and definitely most notably in Victor Wembanyama's run this year, look, Kobe's NBA was the hardest of the three. It had the slowest pacing, the least possessions, and the least amount of points, both in the regular season and in the playoffs. So Kobe put that stat line down in the hardest of the three seasons. And again, I must point this out, unlike Wemby and LeBron, Kobe's playoff run ended with him hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. So you have to stack that run up higher than these other two guys' runs, don't you? Doesn't winning the championship ultimately mean something? And yes, I know that many of you will point out that Wemby was the guy on his team and LeBron was the guy on his team. And Kobe was the second fiddle, or he was, 2B or 1B, or the Robin character, the sidekick to Shaquille O'Neal. Well, in order to speak to this specifically, again, let's just stick with this very NBA playoffs 2026 and Jalen Brunson. Yes, everybody's darling. Yes, I mentioned him earlier, Captain Clutch. Everybody asking, is Jalen Brunson possibly, despite the fact he was second team All-NBA this year without one single MVP vote on anyone's ballot. Everyone asking, on the strength of this playoff run, if Brunson is now the face of the NBA, is arguably the best player in the NBA, where in the top 5 does Jalen Brunson rank? Well, let's take a look at Kobe Bryant's age 22 run, again, in 2001, versus Jalen Brunson's playoff run this very season. And look, Kobe outdoes Jalen Brunson everywhere, outscores him, out-rebounded him, out-assisted him. Kobe with more steals, more blocks. They shot the same percentage in a much more inefficient era for Kobe in 2001. And again, league-wide scoring in these NBA playoffs was 13 points higher this year than it was back in 2001 when Kobe laid those stat averages down. So there is no doubt from a standard line, Kobe Bryant was substantially better than Jalen Brunson. But let's divert here for a moment from Kobe v. Brunson to Brunson v. Karl Anthony Towns, the center on his team. Check out the 4 primary and most important advanced metrics in these NBA playoffs, that being player efficiency rating, box plus minus, value over replacement, and win share. Look at the head-to-head. Look at where Karl Anthony Towns finished in this playoff run versus where Jalen Brunson finished. As you can see, Cat is profiling as a top 2 player in this postseason. He's top 3 in all of those advanced analytics and number 1 and number 2 in.
I just think that this era right here, basketball, like Scap said, it's just so much easier to score. I think Kobe had an advantage. I think Kobe was a better defensive ball player than Jalen Brunson. So I don't even really want to compare those two. You know what I mean? Because Kobe definitely had an advantage when it came to comparing these guys to the Kobe era, because Kobe was tougher. The era was tougher.
BPM and VORP, whereas Brunson doesn't fall inside of the top 10 in 2 of the 4 and is behind Karl Anthony Towns in all 4 of them. Conversely, let's take a look at Kobe Bryant versus Shaquille O'Neal in the 2001 playoffs, shall we? As you can see, Kobe Bryant within the top 10 of all 4 of these metrics, PER, BPM, VORP, and win share, while he led the NBA in win shares, and Kobe finished higher than Shaquille O'Neal in 3 of these 4 advanced metrics. Boom. There you have it. Kobe Bryant out here dwarfing Jalen Brunson's run at the age of 22 and decisively the best player on his team, unlike Jalen Brunson, where it pretty obviously was Karl Anthony Towns if you look at those advanced metrics, but Brunson being heralded and praised, whereas Kobe outdid Shaq more than Brunson outdid Cat, and yet Kobe is consistently painted as some guy who got carried through those playoffs. Not the case if you actually watched those postseasons, nor is it the case if you dig into these advanced analytics now, 25 years later. But right. It goes beyond just the standard stats and the advanced analytics. Jalen Brunson, again, Captain Clutch. I went to search Jalen Brunson in a Google image search, and Google corrected me and asked if I meant Captain Clutch Brunson instead of Jalen Brunson. So, of course, we have to look into Jalen Brunson's impact and how much of a winner he is and how he hit all of those big shots. Well, sure, Jalen Brunson did lead these NBA playoffs with 38 clutch points. But while he had more clutch points in this postseason run than Kobe did back in 2001, keep in mind that Brunson also played in 3 more additional games, 19 to Kobe's 16 back in 2001. Also, even though Jalen Brunson led the NBA and the Knicks in clutch scoring, OG Anunoby was actually 3rd in clutch scoring in the NBA playoff run this year. And that was despite OG only taking 11 attempts in clutch time versus Jalen Brunson's 33. While back in 2001, Kobe Bryant's 26 clutch points in that playoff run was 2nd league-wide, 2nd only behind Allen Iverson, but Allen Iverson played in literally twice as many more clutch minutes than Kobe Bryant, 60.5 clutch minutes for AI that year versus only 27.5 for Kobe Bryant. 2nd in the NBA still, despite playing in only 27 minutes of clutch time and appearing in only 16 games total. Still, the Black Mamba, 2nd in.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe was that dude. Kobe was that dude. But in this play, I do think that to cap off my original thought, I just think that Wembanyama had a better finals his first time around than LeBron James. I just gotta go with that and think that he looked better in his first one. Now, how many Victor Wembanyama will get back to, I don't know. That remains to be seen, and how he will look in the rest of, in the better next finals that he get to, that also remains to be seen. But I just think that if you compare it to Victor Wembanyama to LeBron James in his first NBA finals, ironically against the Spurs, I think Victor looked better, even though they got, they went down they got moved out of there in a gentleman's sweep 4-1. He still, put up better numbers in my opinion and a better performance than LeBron James. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like, subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.